Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. I have always opined on this platform on many occasions that in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, and that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted and executed to achieve a specific political objective, and that nothing in politics just happens for the sake of it. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take you back to June. In June this year, the united opposition led by Rigathi Gachagua and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka stormed Mombasa County in style. They were received so well. But Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka said something at that time which I personally took for granted, because I had assumed that Kalonzo Musyoka was taking advantage of the absence of Jicho Pevu. Kalonzo Musyoka declared that Jicho Pevu was going to join them at the right time.
Umesalimwa na kijana aitwa Jicho Pevu. Mnamjua Jicho Pevu? Wangapi wanajua Jicho Pevu? Amesema ako njiani. Hata ujiunga vile hao wengine wametoka huko. Naye ndiye peke yake alichaguliwa na UDA hapa Kisauni, sio? Ama wapi Nyali. Yeye mwenyewe atajiunga na team na amesema tulete salamu zake. Wangapi wanasema tuchukue salamu, wanachukua salamu.
Watu ya Mombasa tutatafuta gavana wa mlengo wetu ambaye tutaunga mkono. Harambe! Unajua mjinga akierevuka, tumerevuka hatujarevuka. Sasa sisi makuzo tupange mambo yetu. Si ndio? Makuzo tupange mambo yetu. Makazi ni wakiongea iko makosa. Wakipendana iko makosa. Wakitafuta serikali pamoja iko makosa. Wakitafuta gavana yao iko makosa. Wakipiga kura sanduku moja iko makosa. Wewe ukikasirika makazi ni wanaongea meza mwembe.
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, or was it yesterday but one, Jicho Pevu dropped the bombshell. Jicho Pevu made it very clear that nobody can control him. He also made it very clear that his loyalty is only to the people. I want you guys to listen to Jicho Pevu, because for me, from Jicho Pevu's statement, it's not very clear that he's on his way out of Kenya Kwanza and UDA party for that particular matter. Listening to Jicho Pevu.
Kenyans and people from Nyali,
yes,
are unable to tell you.
Yes.
Which side are you?
Which side am I?
Serikali uko ndani ya UDA ama unaunda chama kingine? Hiyo tu.
Are you ready? So you want to know which side am I? That's a very simple question. So nijibu. Niko upande wa Mungu na wananchi wa Mombasa County na Nyali. Na kama ni upande ulikuwa unataka kujua, niko upande wa ukweli. I've been very quiet for the last 9 months. Wengine wanaona nimekimbia siasa, wengine wanaona naogopa kutangaza msimamo. Ukiwa mgonjwa, other things can wait. My health comes first. I underwent 3 knee surgery, 2 in Kenya, 1 in India. I was not in a position to say whatever Kenyans wanted to hear from me. I was very sick. Karibu hata nipoteze uhai wangu. Na singeliweza kuchanganya siasa na afya yangu. Na nilimaliziwa operation ya kwanza ilikuwa December last year, ya pili ikakuwa January this year, na ya tatu ikakuwa mwezi wa 5 India. Nimeanza kutembea sasa kidogo. It will take me another 4 months or 6. Hopefully, God willing, by December nitaweza kimbia, nitaweza kanyaga. I've talked about a lot of things, including the extrajudicial killings, and I've said it should end, and it should never be practiced in this country. I've talked about issues to do with corruption. I've talked about issue ya the Deputy Inspector General. Mimi nasikia ati amerudi, nasikia fununu, sijui kama ni ukweli. Nasikia ati amerudi kwa ofisi. He should go home, and we are not going to allow him. A young man died in a police station. He should go home. Hakuna mambo ya kunegotiate kama atarudi ama atarudi. Ni aende nyumbani, na baada ya nyumbani afunguliwe mashtaka, apelekwe mahakamani. Iwapo atapatikana na makosa, basi aende akisimamia korokoroni huko shimo la tewa ama kamiti, whatever he will be taken, because that is very bad. So msimamo wangu ni huo kuhusiana na mauaji, kuhusiana na ufisadi. Nitasimama na upande wa, and you know nobody can control me. My name is Mohamed Ali. I came to Nyali without a party. I came independent, and the people chose me for who I am. I came back with a party, UDA, and they chose me with an extra 10,000 votes. And if I want to go forward, I will decide on which way, on which path. I will not walk my own path. I'll walk the path of the people of great county of Mombasa.
Ladies and gentlemen, from that speech, it is now very clear that there is a fallout between William Ruto and Jicho Pevu. The truth of the matter is that in the last election, William Ruto came up with a very strong team of young men. The young men included Silvanus Osoro, who is currently the majority whip in the National Assembly. It included Ndindi Nyoro, who ended up serving as the chair of the Budget Committee. Ndindi Nyoro is already out of William Ruto's side. In that team, there was Mohamed Jicho Pevu, and also in that team was Didmas Baraza. As things stand today, Didmas Baraza is also out of his way from William Ruto's camp. What's really happening? I don't want to get into that for now. For now, I want us to focus on the fallout between Jicho Pevu and William Samoei Arap Ruto and reveal to you guys what has caused the fallout. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in straight into my first reason. Why do you think William Ruto has fallen out with Jicho Pevu? Number one, Rigathi Gachagua's factor. The main reason why Jicho Pevu has fallen out with William Ruto is because of Gachagua. That is the truth. Let me explain. Immediately after the last election, Jicho Pevu aligned himself with Rigathi Gachagua. They even ended up traversing Mount Kenya together.
100,000. Jicho Pevu mwenyewe, mheshimiwa wa Nyali, Moha, si mnamjua yeye? Hii kijana iko sawa pale mbele, si ndio? Hii vijana tunawapanga na rais, hii vijana kwa sababu ya mambo ya kesho. Tukiangalia pale Mombasa, tukiangalia mbele tunaona mwangaza. 50,000 makofi.
But that was not the main reason why they fell out. Jicho Pevu then committed another grave mistake. When it became apparent that William Ruto and his deputy were not speaking the same language. I remember at some point, Rigathi Gachagua went to Mombasa in his capacity as the deputy president. He was not received in Mombasa, but the person who personally went to Mombasa and received Rigathi Gachagua was none other than Jicho Pevu.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua, Cabinet Secretary, PS, Members of Parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Mine, Your Excellency, is just to welcome you in Nyali constituency. When we arrived and we went to the holding room, the way these guys were addressing you, I realized that I'm not one of them.
Moha umesema mzuri. Mulitoka 6% mpaka 44%. Na wewe unaongoza watu ya Mombasa vizuri.
That's when it became very clear that Jicho Pevu had picked Rigathi Gachagua over William Samoei Arap Ruto. On that day, Jicho Pevu's name was written using a red pen on William Ruto's notebook. From that time up to now, things just turned against Jicho Pevu in the eyes of the president. Ladies and gentlemen, the second reason why Jicho Pevu has fallen out with Ruto is because of William Ruto's preference for Hassan Omar in UDA party. The truth of the matter is that Jicho Pevu was the first few individuals to risk their political careers by aligning themselves with William Ruto. In 2017, I just want to give you a bit of the background. In 2017, Jicho Pevu contested Nyali ticket under ODM party. But Joho was the governor. He had a brother, Saido. He wanted Saido to succeed Awiti Bolo in Nyali. They ended up giving Saido the ODM ticket. Jicho Pevu had a name, and of course, he was the preferred candidate. Jicho Pevu decided to run as an independent candidate. As fate would have it, he ended up winning. Joho also won his gubernatorial seat. As fate would have it, Saido, Joho's brother, petitioned Jicho Pevu's re-election, petitioned Jicho Pevu's election. Jicho Pevu had hoped that Joho was going to embrace him. He had hoped that ODM party was going to support him. ODM did not do that. William Ruto saw an opportunity. This is something which Jicho Pevu himself told me, that Ruto approached him when he was facing that petition and funded that petition. That's how William Ruto won the hearts of Jicho Pevu. So it was expected that in 2022, he was going to defend his seat on ODM party. Because being the popular party, he did not. He chose UDA party. As we speak, he's the only elected member of parliament from Mombasa County under UDA party. Then, Hassan Omar came into the picture. Hassan Omar had contested under Wiper. In 2022, he contested as the gubernatorial candidate for Mombasa. As fate would have it, William Ruto then appointed Hassan Omar as UDA vice chairperson. That did not sit well with Hassan Omar. Again, Ruto elevated Hassan Omar further. Hassan Omar then became the Secretary General of UDA party. Jicho Pevu became so bitter and angry because he thought, I've been here. This guy is elevating Hassan Omar. So because of Hassan Omar factor, he had to leave. Number 3 is Mombasa politics. As we speak, the governor for Mombasa is ODM. Abdul Swamad Nasir is going to defend his seat on that ticket. UDA party had Hassan Omar as the gubernatorial candidate in the last election. They are likely to nominate him again for Mombasa, which means Jicho Pevu has to look for another way. In his mind, Jicho Pevu has calculated that for him to win against Abdul Swamad Nasir and for him to win against Hassan Omar, he went, sat down, calculated the number of votes Hassan Omar got in the last election, the ones Abdul Swamad got, and in his own calculations, he believes that the Kikuyu support, who are now with Rigathi Gachagua, the Somali support, he's a Somali, that's how he projects himself there, and the Kamba factor as a result of Kalonzo Musyoka. If he plays his cards well, he believes he can easily win in Mombasa. For example, in the last election, if the Kamba nation had tilted towards Hassan Omar, he would have become the governor. That is his calculation. So because of that, he doesn't see the need of sticking with William Samoei Arap Ruto. Number 4, which is also very important, is the elevation of Hassan. Number 4, which is also very important, is the elevation of Ali Hassan Joho as a full cabinet secretary in William Ruto's government. There's something about Joho and Jicho Pevu. They are never on the same political camp. I think Jicho Pevu has never forgiven Hassan Omar after the 2017 nomination fiasco in ODM party. Just like Boni Halwale and Raila Odinga. If you study Boni Halwale and Raila Odinga, it was expected that immediately Raila Odinga was going to join William Ruto's government, Boni Halwale was going to exit. For me, that's exactly what is happening. Joho is now in government fully with Ruto, has endorsed Ruto. It was expected that Jicho Pevu was going to pave way. And lastly, UDA popularity in Mombasa. Jicho Pevu, in my view, has figured out that UDA has become very unpopular on the ground. And therefore, associating with UDA is not going to help his cause in Mombasa. The truth is, the Gen Z revolution apart from Nairobi, the other place where it was so common and popular is in Mombasa. So he believes if he can combine the Kikuyu factor, the Somali factor, the Kamba factor, and then add the Gen Z factor, then he can easily win in Mombasa. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether Jicho Pevu has made the right political move or not by dumping Ruto. Maybe you can let me know in the comment section. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.